What's up, you guys? Hope you guys are doing awesome. So we're going to do our bi-weekly NFT game updates today. So there are a couple that I've put in because they're doing amazing, and there are a couple that I've taken out because I just didn't really vibe with the project, and the fundamentals were kind of lacking or getting lackluster over time. Because in this previous correction, a lot of projects really shined through adversity, while others crumbled. So we'll see the changes in a bit. But before we do, just know that this is all speculation. Don't invest more than what you can lose. Assume that you will lose everything and you won't get rich quick. And please do your own research. Don't trust random people like me off the internet with your financial well-being, okay? And please check out my Twitter for real-time plays, as these videos take a lot of time, and by the time I post them, it's usually like a little too late, okay? So let's get into it. First off, we got Defina. So Defina has been doing really great during this correction. So here are some positives the past few weeks. The team is very adaptive and listens to the community's suggestions, and they implement feedback like super quick. Demand is also super high. The third box sale sold out in literally 15 seconds, but because there are a lot of bots, the team adapted, and then they made a fourth box sale with only community members, which is super cool, and it still sold out, which was insane. And also rewards are insane for early supporters, so they're like 1200% plus APY as of now, so that's really freaking crazy. And creators are also rewarded, so there's a need for guides right now, so a lot of creators are being paid to create these guides, which is super crazy. For improvements, the game still has a ton of bugs. Like, for example, if you launch the game, it gets frozen at random percentages, so that may be annoying and off-putting to new people. And to be honest, it's not that friendly to new people as of now, because it takes a lot of effort, right? Where they're going for that high quality, low quantity approach, where the community really wants people who are very active. However, that might shy away people who want like a chill game where they don't have to put in that much work into the community. They just want to play the game and just like chill out, right? So that will turn away that crowd. And also because a lot of the profits go into controlling these mines where the rewards get given to them. This makes it pretty competitive, so as more NFTs are launched, the more competitive it'll get, and older players will benefit more as they upgrade their characters, which may not be as friendly so towards the new people. So now they're going to do 2 new game modes that are going to come out, one squid game and also another one that's unknown. So supposedly those will improve this. It will bring in new players, but we'll just have to see that. Then they also had a collab with Decentraland. However, that was pretty messy and a lot of people did not like that, and that could have been a great opportunity to get a bunch of new people. However, a lot of people were turned away from Defina because it was very messy. So we did get a lot of eyes. However, we could have made that a lot better by making it more clean, and then we could have onboarded even more people. So for the overall consensus, it's doing great. It's one of the few projects that actually stepped up their A game in this overall correction. So they're super cool, and one of their main strengths is how well they adapt to the conditions, and they adapted super well. So really hats off to them. So let's see if they continue or not. Important dates include in 2 days, there's like a unlock. So there'll be probable massive selling, which you can buy to dip even more. And I have a feeling people will probably panic, and then they will sell their characters for super cheap also. So that could be a great time to swoop them up. That new game mode is coming out later this week. And then for the Squid Game, I think that's coming out in the next 1 to 3 months. So we'll see how that is. Then future mystery box sale, not too sure. I have a feeling maybe in like a few weeks, but we'll see. And then they also are trying to implement a feature where you can grind for your mystery box in game. So we'll see how that goes. And then there's also a new withdrawal feature where it's scaling. So 1 day you get 30% fee, 2 days 27%, and etc. Plus you have a 1% fee for each type of withdrawal. So I'm thinking maybe withdrawing every 1 to 2 weeks at those 16 days just to balance it out. However, we'll see. Maybe if a bunch of whales just pull out or something, then that could make the game tank a lot, but we'll just have to see. A lot of this is just waiting. Alright, next off we got Royale. So positives for the past few weeks is that the core community remains extremely passionate, and despite being numerous bugs, I think there's like a bunch of hackers, or as reported, and demand is insane. The Genesis drop sold out in literally like 10 seconds on each drop, and that was 10,000, and each of them was like 0.7 sold, so that's quite a bit. And the team is great at clarifying issues, so a lot of people complained that they wanted more clarification within Genesis NFTs, and then they immediately gave a clarification, which includes token airdrop, which is insane, mutations, weapon airdrops, which is crazy too, and then a bunch of trolls flooded in because of the hackers, so they created a lot of FUD, and then a bunch of people advertised their games, but then the team was very mature in the way they handled that, so that's hats off to them. So improvements, so there's a reason why they FUD, right? So there are a bunch of hackers, and I don't know why they're targeting Royale so much. Maybe it's because it's an FPS game that's browser based, but we'll see. So I think they're going to implement an anti-hacking feature, which will eliminate most of the hacking within the next few weeks, but we just have to see, right? If it continues for like a few months, and then like 6 months, 9 months, I think that'll turn away a lot of people. So we'll just have to see how to deal with it. Then servers are really laggy. Like, I think a third of the time I can't even play the game because it's so laggy. However, they're going to implement new servers within the next month or two. So once they implement it, we're going to try to play again. And if it still remains laggy, then we'll just have to reconsider our stance, right? Then the team has a very unique opinion. They have a strong stance on not shilling the project. So think of things like Gleam contests, invite contests, etc. So we'll have to see how this plays out, right? Because this is like the typical way where you can get a lot of people, get a lot of exposure. However, demand is apparently still really high of them selling off that Genesis NFT drops. So I think they're doing good for now, but we'll see if this continues to grow. Because they have a lot of great partners which can advertise for them, but we'll see if they're able to still retain these players that they bring in from their partners' helps. And also, they need new game modes, as gameplay can be repetitive if you play the same thing over and over. So, in summary, they're doing great despite many setbacks, and the game popularity is still increasing. So that was my previous concern, that they wouldn't bring in more people, but they knocked that out of the park. And then I just want to see how they handle the game launch, the official game launch, which is, I believe, in a few weeks, right? And then you can use your NFTs in 1 to 2 weeks, I think. So we'll see how they're able to do that. So important dates: game launch coming soon for the next few weeks. And then I think the Genesis NFTs are in the market are fluctuating. Like right after it released, it was like selling for the exact mint price of 0.7, and then literally a few hours later it sold for 1.4 for the floor, which is insane. So maybe it is increased by the time this video is released. And then there's also a token land pre-sale in Q1 of 2022. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, next off we got Cyball. So positives include their team and core members are still cultivating a very passionate community despite having no gameplay, no tokens. So that's really cool. And this is shown by only 10% of their NFTs are selling on the market. So everyone else is hodling, which is really cool. And then this may be a good time to swoop up these characters, as this is a big correction. So they're selling it for a lot less. And then they also said that there will be Genesis NFT rewards. So if you hold these NFTs, you will gain, I believe, probably like a token airdrop or something, but we'll see. Then for improvements, the tokenomics and big investors still hasn't been released, so that's still a major red flag, right? And they need clarification on when the alpha game launch will launch, because it's approaching mid-December and they haven't said anything, so we'll see about that. Overall, it's still looking good. The community is still very strong. However, they still need to release their tokenomics and stuff, and their community is still engaged, but I wonder how long can they keep them engaged until the game launches. So supposedly the game will launch soon. However, we'll just have to see whether they actually executes or not. So if you do want to get in, I would probably, if you're willing to risk it, get then Genesis NFT, so you get maybe an airdrop or something. But if you don't want to, you can probably wait until after the tokenomics are released so that you're able to determine whether this game is a good investment or not. Important dates include mid-December when the alpha game will launch, and token launch in mid-January or so. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, so for next off, we got Metawar. So I included it in the big list now because their community is still very passionate despite the big correction and no gameplay, which is crazy. And then for their planet review for Genesis NFTs, it was a very good experience for me where you could buy it and then you enter this wormhole and then your plans get revealed, and then the community was very supportive when you got the NFT. So it just was an overall fun experience, which shows how amazing their community is. Another bonus is that they are having collaborations with 3 other games incoming if you hold these planets, which I believe are still selling, and also they're selling for super cheap on NFT trade, which is crazy. So you can get benefits such as an ideal allocation, such as a popular incoming game called Metagod, which is crazy, which shows one of their main strengths is that they're so innovative, which is a great sign, as that will be very important in keeping the community engaged. So for improvements, they still have no game. That's like the biggest red flag, right? So we need to see them get some, at least like a demo out or something, just to play it so that the community has an idea of like how the game will turn out. Then they need better incentives for big holders to stop selling the coins. So they're probably just going to keep selling it continuously. So maybe there could be longer staking periods with higher APY depending on how long you hold it, and maybe you get some unique NFTs like cosmetics with holding your coins. So we'll see if they do any of those. So for the overall consensus, it's still a very intriguing but very high risk prospect because there's no gameplay, right? And the community is still super strong, which even in this major correction, which is crazy. So I'm curious to see how well they execute because they're so innovative, and I'm just very curious to see how they turn out, right? Important dates include dip buys around January 27th, which is coming up in like 2 months. So private and public tokens open, game launch sometime between Q1 and Q2, and then maybe that'll be when influencers such as Alex Becker, Mr. Beast will pump them, which are their investors. And then you have next year or 2 years, which is when the team advisors are fully unlocked. So within 1 year, that's when they will start unlocking. Within 2 years, that's when everything will unlock. Alright, so here are some solid quick plays. We still got Axie Infinity's Katana Exchange, which uses the RON token. So if you stake liquidity provider tokens such as LP and ETH, you'll get RON. So this will be very valuable, as it will be an amazing launchpad in exchange for future games. I think it'll be the go-to exchange, to be honest. So we'll see how that goes. We got Tryhards, so you can swoop up their Try token for super cheap to buy loot boxes to get some characters. And then the cool thing is that with these characters, if you just hold them, you automatically get more Try. So you can just repeat the process over and over. So they're looking good. They just have a hard time creating community, but we'll see how they go. And important dates include December 24th, where there'll be big unlock, and then a month after. Then for Wonder Hero, there'll be a massive dip. So right now there's massive dip to buy mystery boxes on a website, which I believe it's coming in like 1 to 2 weeks. And then 12/21, that's an unlock of their token, so that'll be another time to buy the dip. So maybe they'll do the mystery box sale around the same time, so that'll prevent the dumping or something. But we'll see. And then a month after, there's a massive unlock because there's a bunch of investors unlocking. So that could be another great time to get in a dip if you play the game and then see if it's good or not. So other plays include great games wait for the dip, the usual Sandbox, Galathane Arena, etc. So new ones from last time include Nyan Heroes, which is a solid game. They have a bunch of influencers like Bryson from Axie to bring in new players. Then we got Big Time. So what I didn't know was that with their land, they have like a 4-year lock, which is super crazy. So that's a crazy feature. We got Vulcan Forge, where they're a gaming studio where they're creating a bunch of games. So should have had them on before. And then for super early games, new ones include Decimated. We got Sin City, that's still going. Infinity Skies. I like how with their latest NFT drop, their Genesis drop, they're doing it monthly, so new people go in, and it's actually free, which is super cool. The usual Geno Pets, Chummy Valley, Phantom Galaxy. So they just recently got their Discord hacked, so that could have turned away a lot of the players. However, I still think they're going to be A1, so we'll see how that goes. Then we got Domi Online. We got, I think, the previous RuneScape developer who's like super good. So that'll be another one to watch out for. Space Team 2025. They're still doing really good. They have like really high demand. Then for non-games, we got the usual, like the game guilds. We got the layer ones. I added Avalanche too, as they are adding a lot of NFT games. I think there's one called Cyball. So they're starting to innovate. So I didn't think of them as an NFT gaming layer ones, but now they're adding it. So that's really cool. Well, let me take this out. Then we got the usual FTX. Then we got Crypto.com. So they're doing crazy right now. And then we got Super Farm, which is getting listed on Coinbase Pro, which is crazy. So shout out to Elio Trades. And also I'm adding in Babylons, which is like a launch pad for a lot of these NFTs, as they're constantly innovating, they're constantly growing. So that's a really great sign. I want to see what else they do. So thank you guys for watching. Feel free to like, comment what you think of the video, what other plays you guys are watching, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. If you want to further support the channel, there are referral codes in the caption and the MetaMask address if you want to donate anything. So most importantly, these videos are for entertainment purposes and are not recommendations, as I'm not a licensed professional, and you win in crypto by surviving long-term and collecting blue chips early. So maybe some of these projects, however, 99% of these will fail, right? And that means limiting excessive leverage, less liquidations, so not going like 10, 20x leverage, and by protecting your capital. So the more you hold these blue chips early, you'll be able to benefit from that 100, 1000x gains in the next 5 to 10 years. And the best investments are the ones where you have the greatest conviction. That's by doing your own research. So not just following some random YouTuber on me or some random Twitter dude, but it's by doing your own research and doing it properly. And then you'll have the confidence to hold these tokens, right? Furthermore, the best play isn't some random token. It's not any of these games on this list. It's by contributing your unique personality and skill set to an awesome community's need. So whether that be marketing, artwork, coding, just anything valuable like community building, even making memes, right? All of these are very valuable to helping expand a community, and whatever unique skill set and personality you bring to a community that you really vibe with, that will be the best play, better than any token you ever do. So thank you guys for watching, and talk to y'all next time.